Even I sometimes struggle to find motivation in medical school. Like, trust me, it's hard. Like, you're doing the same things over and over again, and sometimes you just want to do something different. You want to go on vacation, you want to sleep in, you just do not want to study anymore. Trust me, I have been there, and it is hard to get through where you literally have just no motivation to study, or you don't even know why you're in medical school anymore. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nisha, and today we are going to be talking about the 8 ways that you can stay motivated in medical school. And yes, if you're a medical student and you know, sometimes it's very hard to stay motivated. Like, yes, our main motivation is to become a doctor, but also there is so much work and effort that gets put into it that I feel like sometimes we just get lost throughout our days, and it just feels like an endless daily routine that we're doing the same things over and over again, and it can be hard to stay motivated to study. Sometimes you just wake up and it's daily routine. You brush your teeth, take a shower, you eat your breakfast, then you start studying again, and you're basically studying an abundance of information that we have to remember and we have to know for our exams in such a short period of time. So it can also be very overwhelming as well. And sometimes it can just feel like we're in this endless ongoing cycle where we just want to get paid to be a doctor and we just want to graduate from medical school already, but we do have to get through all the little tedious stuff that we need to do in order to become a doctor. And with those endless cycles of studying and the daily same mundane routine, it can be hard to stay motivated. And trust me, it was hard to find the way I was able to stay motivated, but I somehow was able to find the thing that helps me get through medical school and motivates me every day in order to wake up, study, get through all of my exams, and do the same thing over and over again until it hits that graduation day. And also, medical school isn't easy. If it was easy, then everyone else would do it. It's one of the hardest things that you need to do, and according to Siri, it is also one of the hardest exams that students have to take. Hey Siri, what is the hardest exam that students have to take? Asking Siri the top 10 toughest exams in the world, and the USMLE Step 1 falls in the top of 5. Like, that is crazy. So it is not easy. It can be kind of hard to find your motivation, get through another year of medical school. But don't worry, don't fret. As we step into 2025, I got your back onto 8 ways that you can stay motivated in medical school for the new year. So the first way to stay motivated is to remember your why you started medical school. There's a reason why you decided to take all the pre-medical courses in undergrad and pursue medical school in the first place. There has to be a why. I want you to remember that why. It's really hard, and sometimes you're like, it doesn't really stick with me anymore, but you really need to make it stick. This can be done by getting a journal. For me, I am a very agenda heavy person. I always like to have a physical agenda on me, and this is actually my new agenda for 2025. Brand new. I am so excited. And what I like to do is I always like to pick the planners that have like these little quotes in it, and especially for January, it says this is going to be your year. And what you can do is, if your agenda has a page where you are able to write down your goals, I would definitely write down your why right there. Or if you want to, grab a bright colored sticky note and just plaster it right onto your planner right there in a place that you will always turn to every single day, so that way you are able to remember your why. If your why is very important, very sentimental, and you're very passionate about it, you will never forget your why of why you started medical school. And this why can be a very personal story, such as a family member got sick. It can also be because you have a passion for helping others, you have a love for science, or it can also be because you are a first generational person to go to university and pursue medicine, and now you have an opportunity to create generational wealth for your family and change your family dynamic. There are like so many different things, and as long as you stick to your why, then you can definitely do it as well. And remember, being in medical school, it's always remembering about why you want to do it, what is the reason for you to get out of bed, and what is the reason for you to know all the information that you need to know in order to get through your exams until you graduate medical school. The second way that I'm able to stay motivated in medical school, and this can also help you too, is prayer and spiritual practices. If you are religious or if you aren't religious, you can definitely try prayer. There's also alternatives to prayer as well if you aren't religious, but prayer helps so much. If you set your intentions to God, everything will fall into place for you. The power of prayer and spiritual practices is immense. It just provides so much motivation and clarity into your day. So personally for me, I like to start my day with prayer, and it just makes me feel a lot more grounded and focused, being thankful for waking up in the morning, and then setting my intentions for the day, reminding myself the purpose of this journey. And it helps so much because there definitely is a higher power out there, and when you believe in God and you put all your faith into him, like, everything will just fall into place for you. And it just has had such a huge impact on my life, and I highly encourage you to incorporate religious or spiritual practices that align with your beliefs, whether it is prayer, meditation, or reflection. Whatever you can do to practice your higher power, religious or spiritual beliefs, I highly recommend you doing it, because it's going to make you feel a lot more focused, a lot more grounded, grounded, and it's going to provide so much clarity along the way through your medical school journey. And also it does help to reduce a lot of stress and also provide a sense of peace during challenging times, because medical school is nothing but challenging. So if you can find that little bubble where it helps to reduce our stress and brings us peace into the moments that we need it, then it is definitely a huge game changer in finding that motivational technique to help you get through medical school. The third way to stay motivated in medical school is to break things down into manageable goals. As we know, medical school is so overwhelming and there's so much you have to accomplish. There's so many things you have to do, such as clinical practices, pharmacology, physiology, like the whole 9 yards, and it can be very overwhelming, but it really helps if you break things down into manageable goals, such as you can say, today I'm going to accomplish 100 Anki cards. Today I'm going to accomplish going to the gym for 30 minutes and getting through all the nephro drugs that I need to get through today. Those are small manageable goals that will help to aid in getting things done throughout the day and to help you stay motivated. And medical school is best done by taking little steps at a time. If you take huge steps, it can be very overwhelming and you can also burn yourself out so quickly, because we all know how easy it is to get burnt out in medical school. So breaking things down into manageable goals is the best way to go. And this also goes back to having a planner, whether it's electronic or a physical one. Back on the page here, you have your monthly goals, and you can literally put down saying like, oh, this month I want to accomplish 200 step 1 questions. And you can write that down over here so that way you are able to remember like, okay, I have to make sure that I do 200 questions for this month, and how am I going to do that? Probably by doing 10 or 15 questions a day. And then that goes back to actually putting your goals into little manageable chunks that you can definitely write down here on your daily tasks. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can say I am going to do 50 Anki cards, 10 questions for today, and then go to the gym for 30 minutes. By doing these little changes throughout the day, it can have a huge impact into your daily routine, because it is a lot more easier to do 15 questions than saying 150 questions a day. Like, it's very tedious, and you also have to remember when you do questions, it's not about how much you can get done, but the quality of the studying of the questions and learning why you got them right and why you got them wrong. So these little itty bitty changes can be such a game changer in your daily routine. The fourth tip to stay motivated in medical school is creating a consistent routine. For me, I thrive on routines. If my routine is out of whack for a day, like I feel very off, but for me, getting through routines helps me to stay motivated in medical school, because everything's gonna be the same and I know what to do next, and it just helps me to stay a lot more motivated and a lot more focused and grounded when I am studying. For instance, like in the morning, I'll wake up at like 5 or 6 a.m. Then I'll go to class. Then I'll have lunch. Then I'll start studying, go to the gym, have dinner, do some more studying, and then get ready for bed. Or in the morning, you can get up, go to the gym, have breakfast, do some flashcards, and then continue studying, and then take a little break, and so on and so forth. It depends on everyone's routine. It's going to be very, very different, but as long as you stick to a comfortable routine that works for you, it can be such a game changer as well. And it doesn't have to be the same routine every single day. Your routine on the weekdays can change from the weekends as well. Or you can have a different routine Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a different routine. As long as you have a routine and you stick with it, and you make time for studying, you make time for relaxation, daily hobbies, exercise, downtime, it can be such a game changer in your motivation as well, because again, you're breaking things down, you're getting things done one step at a time, and it's done very consistently in a consistent manner. So doing that can also help you stay motivated in medical school. The fifth tip to stay motivated in medical school is to have a really great support system. Everyone should have a support system, whether it's like a group of people, one person, your family, a friend. As long as you have one other person to talk to, it can be such a game changer, because there's so many things going on in medical school. We have school, we have studying, we have our personal lives as well, we have our social lives, and it can be very frustrating if we have no one to talk about these things with, if there's no one to share our experiences with. Or sometimes, like this is especially for me, sometimes I just need a really good rant about my day, because as you know, if you guys watch my previous videos, the craziest things always seem to happen to me, and I'm like, no, like I need to talk about this with someone else, because I'm not crazy here. Like I need to discuss this, like I need to talk things through and see how to work out this day, or to understand how all of these events came to what had happened. So if you have a friend, a family member to talk to, anyone, it can be a peer, mentor, professor, teacher, if you have that one person who's able to be there for your support group, it can be such a game changer. Yes, we are alone most of the time. We are studying on our own, independent studying, but sometimes we just need that other person to talk to, and they can have such a motivational impact on our lives, and you don't even realize it until you actually talk to a person. So I encourage you all to find that one person, or a family member, friend, peer, mentor, professor, professor, advisor that you are able to turn to kind of have a support group and someone there to talk to throughout your rough times in medical school. The sixth thing you can do to stay motivated in medical school is celebrating the small wins, the small victories. This can be literally anything, and I thrive on this goal because I love to celebrate the small wins. Because in medical school, it's tough. There's a lot of things we have to do, and honestly, I feel like the big win for us is when we actually graduate and match into the residency that we actually want to pursue. However, that is not ideal right now because we still have a lot to get through our medical school journey. So we do have to celebrate the small wins, whether it may be getting through a tough lecture, getting through writing down your notes, or getting through 10 practice questions, or you got the grade that you wanted on an exam and now it is time to celebrate. This can be literally anything. It can be having a snack, watching a movie, going to the beach, going shopping, or buying that item or that bag that you wanted to get. Now you can actually get it because you've earned it. So celebrating those small wins in whatever variety that you want to will be such a huge motivational impact on your life, and it does wonders. Trust me, it makes you feel happy. It gives you that satisfaction that you need, like, yes, I got through one more thing. And of course, we always have to think about our own happiness as well. So those little things that can make our day a little bit more special, I highly recommend doing it, and you will see the major impact that it has in your daily routine. So highly recommend celebrating the small wins and victories in your life through your medical school journey. The seventh tip to stay motivated in medical school is to stay inspired. It sometimes is very hard to stay inspired because sometimes like the deep talks and the dark humor come into us saying like, what if I just quit medical school? Like, why am I here? Like, what is the point of me studying this? But it is important to stay inspired. And this can be done throughout many things. Some of you have family members who are physicians. Maybe you can go ahead and shadow them for a day, wear their shoes for a day, and find out how all of this stuff comes together and connects, and that can help you stay inspired. Or you can go ahead and watch all these medical shows. I absolutely love to watch medical shows. That's one of the ways I am able to stay motivated. Some of my favorites are Chicago Med. There's also Grey's Anatomy, but honestly, I haven't been caught up with Grey's Anatomy since COVID. There's also The Resident that I'm currently watching, and these are all very motivational for me. And also, it is so interesting because sometimes in these medical shows, there are a lot of errors, and some things are just like, you're not supposed to do that. Oh, why did he prescribe that drug? No, you're supposed to do this before you do that. It's just so interesting because now you can understand the conceptual part of these shows. It's so inspiring because this actually makes me feel like, oh my god, I am this closer to being a doctor. Oh my god, I know this, I understand that, I know what that drug does. There's also watching documentaries as well. You can also go and volunteer at your local hospital. If you have an opportunity to volunteer, I highly recommend it because sometimes being in that environment itself is motivational enough for you to have that impact in your life and to continue staying motivated and studying really hard and getting through medical school. Or also sometimes you can also pick up a book as well. There is a lot of medical memoirs out there as well, and if you are a huge reader, highly recommend picking up a medical book that is not a textbook and reading about that to stay inspired as well. And the last tip to stay motivated in medical school is one of my favorites, and I practice this every single day. No matter what, I will always make time for this, is practicing self-care. We need to take care of ourselves. I know being a physician, you're always trying to take care of other people. You're always trying to look out for other people, but honestly, throughout this journey, we always have to remember to put ourselves first. We have to make sure that we are sane, we are mentally there, because medical school is draining. There is a lot of burnout. It's a lot of mental and physical exhaustion in terms of like all the studying, the clinical practices that we have to do, so much to remember, and the little sleep that we get. So we always have to remember to take care of ourselves. And this can be done in a vast variety of things, such as meditation, journaling. One of the main journals I like to use is a 5-minute journal, or you can get like a regular notebook and just write about your day. There's also a lot of online sources as well, and one of my favorite ones is this app called Day One, where it's an online journaling app that you can have on your iPad, your laptop, even your phone, and you can just journal about your day, about all the things that happen, and just get it out. You can also do skincare. For me, I love to do skincare. It makes me feel so much relaxed, makes my skin look a lot more brighter and a lot more healthier and glowy, and I don't look as tired. Or sometimes it means just going to the gym, going on a jog, on a run, anything that you find that is self-care to you, you definitely can do it. Also, even taking a full day off or an afternoon off and going to watch a movie, that is self-care. We need to definitely take care of ourselves. This also helps to improve our motivation, our productivity, our mental health, our physical well-being. And if we listen to our bodies and get the much needed rest that we need to get, it can impact our lives so much more because we are getting that work-life balance and balancing the studying portion and the relaxation portion. And this just impacts us to study a lot more effectively and to get the much needed rest that we need to continue on our day and to get through our medical school journey. So those are the 8 tips that I highly recommend to stay motivated in medical school. I practice these tips a lot, and sometimes it is very hard to stay motivated in medical school with the rigorous studying that we have to do, the endless sleepless nights, the amount of material. We're always by ourselves. Sometimes it can be lonely, and sometimes it's hard to find that motivation. But if you incorporate some of these tips into your daily routine and you find that motivation that works for you and has that major impact, you can get through medical school. It is a new year. It is 2025. We are stepping in strong. We're going to get through another year, and we are going to succeed and do well, and we are going to graduate from medical school and become the physicians that we always dreamed of being. You can do it too. I definitely believe in you, and it's a new year, new goals, and let's set it right with our intentions, focus, and a positive attitude into the new year. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video on watching about the 8 tips to stay motivated in medical school. I hope this was very impactful for you. If you guys have any other motivational tips that you would like to incorporate or stuff that you have done that you found worked really well for you, please put it down in the comments below, and you can definitely help someone find their motivational strategy that will help them get through medical school. So as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys love watching my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, turn on your post notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.